Okay, so side of the hand.
Mhm.
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
Even though I'm not worth sticking around for,
I may do some good things.
I may do some good things.
I may write or create
I may write or create
something of value.
something of value.
I may be a pretty good person
I may be a pretty good person
with something to offer,
with something to offer,
but just not enough.
but just not enough.
Not enough to really stay with,
Not enough to really stay with,
not enough to fight for,
not enough to fight for,
not enough to pay for,
not enough to pay for,
not enough to be really interested in.
not enough to be really interested in.
So even though I'm dealing with all of this,
So even though I'm dealing with all of this,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself.
love, honor, and accept myself.
Okay, through the points. I'm just not worth it.
I'm just not worth it.
Not worth sticking around for.
Not worth sticking around for.
I don't think I'm a terrible person.
I don't think I'm a terrible person.
I don't think I have nothing to offer.
I don't think I have nothing to offer.
And that's not the energy I got.
It's not the energy I got.
My dad didn't say, well, you're just terrible.
My dad didn't say you're just terrible,
But his attitude,
but his attitude
which is, well, you're going to leave
was,
anyway.
well, you're gonna leave anyway.
So, where's this really going?
So where is this really going?
He might as well have said,
He might as well have said,
yeah, you're not worth it.
yeah, you're not worth it.
You're not worth my time.
You're not worth my time.
That's what the young version of me heard.
That's what the young version of me heard.
And of course she heard that.
Of course, she heard that.
Because first of all,
Because, first of all,
what kind of thing is that to say to a child?
what kind of thing is that to say to a child?
Oh, well, you're going to leave the house anyway.
Oh, you're going to leave the house anyway.
I mean, if we're going to say that,
And if we were going to say that,
say, well, you're going to die someday.
you're going to die someday.
So, like, why bother with any of this?
So why bother with any of this?
It's an absurd idea.
It's an absurd idea.
And it was really hurtful.
Does it really hurtful?
And part of me had to minimize that.
And part of me had to minimize that.
Because what it really felt like
Because what it really felt like
was just my dad saying I'm not worth it.
was just my dad saying I'm not worth it.
Who knows what was going on in his mind?
Who knows what was going on in his mind?
A lot of men are clueless enough
Little men are clueless enough
that he honestly didn't get it.
that he honestly didn't get it.
That was actual logic to him.
It was actual logic to him.
But even if that's the case,
But even if that's the case,
it doesn't affect how
it doesn't affect how
that impacts a young child.
that impacts a young child.
So letting that young child know,
So letting that young child know,
hey, that was actually really wrong.
hey, that is actually really wrong.
That's a really bad thing to be told.
That's a really bad thing to be told.
And there's no way you had
There is no way you had
any tools or resources
any tools or resources
to not take that personally.
Do not take that personally.
Or to mean, I guess I'm just not worthy.
Or to mean that I'm just not worthy.
But I'm telling you now.
But I'm telling you now.
That is nonsense.
That is nonsense.
There's no universe that's valid in.
There is no universe that's validated.
Yeah, that's where that would be valid.
Yes, where that would be valid. Mm-hmm.
You are absolutely worthy and deserving.
You are absolutely worthy and deserving.
And you're interesting.
And you're interesting.
And even though it's unfortunate,
and even though it's unfortunate,
even this story is interesting.
even the story is interesting.
And what's even more interesting,
and what's even more interesting,
is you handled that.
That you handled that.
You were actually able to process that.
You were actually able to process that
in such a way that you could still function.
In such a way that you could still function.
And turn out fine.
And turn out fine.
So that's a powerful thing.
So that's a powerful thing.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
It's very powerful.
It's very powerful.
It's very worthy.
It's very worthy.
Of love and support.
Of love and support.
And that's the kind of person.
And that's the kind of person.
That people would say.
That people would say.
Well, yeah, that's someone I'd want to work with.
Yeah, that's someone I want to work with.
They've been through some stuff.
They've been through some stuff.
They had to deal with that kind of family thing.
They had to deal with that kind of family thing.
And clearly they worked through it.
And clearly they worked through it.
Enough to be thriving now.
Enough to be thriving now.
And so letting myself see that.
And so letting myself see that.
It's not a place I'll arrive at later.
It's not a place I'll arrive at later.
It's not once I have a website.
It's not once I have a website.
Or enough articles on it.
Or enough articles on it.
That right now.
That right now.
Who I am.
Who I am.
And what I have to offer.
And what I have to offer.
Is totally interesting.
Is totally interesting.
It's very valuable.
It's very valuable.
It's worth a lot more than I actually charge.
It's worth a lot more than I actually charge.
And I certainly don't want to take advice.
And I certainly don't want to take it.
Take advice.
Advice. Mm-hmm.
Or run things based on.
Run things based on.
The actions and comments.
The actions and comments.
Of someone dumb enough.
Of someone dumb enough.
To say that to a kid.
To say that to a kid.
No offense to your family, but that's
He was
not
very
who I.
young.
Yeah, that's not who I need to. That's not the advice.
That's not the advice.
Or role model.
Or role model.
I should be basing my current worth upon.
I should be basing my current worth upon.
So just allowing myself to let that go.
I'm just allowing myself to let that go.
He was young.
He was young.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing.
That's okay.
That's okay.
And I was really young.
And I was really young.
And I had no choice but to take it that way.
And I had no choice but to take it that way. Mm.
But it's not the truth.
But it's not the truth.
So she's free from that.
So she's free from that.
I know better than he did.
I know better than he did.
And I'm telling you, you're fine.
And I'm telling you, you're fine.
You're much more than fine.
You're much more than fine.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Wow, that was a journey.
Yeah, I bet.
Beautiful. I love the place we ended up in. And it went really quick. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yes, this this is one of those where I feel like I really needed to voice this and experience this with somebody who gets it, and I could feel that you got it.
Great.
Thank you, because I did try by myself this one, but I think there are some things that
Yeah,
you
that's a hard
really
one.
need another person.
Yeah, things that happen young like that, I mean, their family, there's a lot. You probably loosen things up a lot, which is why it went faster now. But um, yeah, yeah,
Thank
some things are hard.
Yeah, thanks so much.
So for everyone on YouTube, thanks for watching, and I look forward to